Hello everyone, Andrew the Moo here. And we're jumping straight into this. I thought there was going to be an introduction like in the previous games, or previous levels rather, and there absolutely was not one, so whoopsie on my end. But this level is a whole lot more enjoyable than the last one, when you consider everything that the last one had in it. I bumped the microphone just then, and how maddening the last level was. So, I gotta say I'm quite happy right now.
Strange machines, conveyor belts. I'm just glad I didn't find a mess hall. I don't want to know what they eat. Dude, my cords have caused all sorts of havoc. Maybe I can nerf these things too. Whoa.
Maybe you can nerf those things. But that's the basic gist of what we're doing right now, is we're trying our best to go through this area of the game and try to get to the end of it. And honestly, I'm at the end of my rope as far as trying to find things to say about this game. I've got nothing other than, you know, what you're seeing at this moment. It's Guitar Hero. It's a rail shooter. At this point, I'm really thinking the game really outstayed its welcome. They tried their best to make something that was engaging, something that people would enjoy, and still at the end of the day, it's just gone on way too long. We've gone from horror movies to sci-fi all of a sudden. And with that being said, here we are. We've got a bunch of stuff to have to deal with. And at this point, if you started playing the game, you probably would be... If you don't have the patience that I have, you wouldn't want to make it to the end of it by now. You would be ready to call this quits. And I've got to tell you, you know, this... I get the fact that this game is this big homage to horror movies, you know, the B-rated horror movies and things of that nature, and how what they're trying to pull off is, you know, look how tongue-in-cheek we are, and things of that nature. But I've got to say, along the lines of B-rated movies, this would probably not be one of the enjoyable ones that I would watch, something that I would have to watch again and again and again, because honestly, there's nothing about this game that wants me to continue playing it. In all honesty, it's kind of, I feel like it's a chore just to watch the videos of this, or, you know, to rewatch the videos of this rather, because of the fact that I'm going about it this way. It's just the way that it is. There's nothing I can really do about that. So, you know, I'm looking forward to this series being over so I can jump into the next game, which I'm kind of tossing around what I want to do. I've been test playing and actually getting some episodes recorded of Marvel Nemesis Rise of the Imperfects, and that game seems to be this huge hot mess of a video game. But I've also been recording Disney Princess for the Game Boy Advance, which is supposedly the precursor, a game that was released with Disney Princess Enchanted Journey. And so I've been playing both of those. Be back with you in just a moment.
Infected with the seeds of our intelligence, one child grew to lead our army of creatures.
Dude, the aliens are messing with my brain. What's left of it.
Haha, what's left of his brain? Isn't that funny? Don't you find that hilarious? He makes jokes about being brain dead and things of that nature. Again, I'm telling you, I'm at the end of my rope for this, okay? So just bear with me, alright? So, like, I'm tossing around this game or this game, and it's down to, like, do I play the, you know, do I go ahead and post the Disney game, or do I go with Marvel? Marvel is actually very much different than a lot of games I've played, but it's also one of those things that as I play through it, I can't think of just how, I don't know, it's hard to explain it. I'm trying to decide which one I'll do first. I guess it depends on which one I finish first, and the way it's looking, I'm going to be finishing the Disney Princess Adventure. But don't worry, after that I'll be posting the Marvel Nemesis video. So, I mean, it's going up regardless. But I actually tested out, and I made mention to Wheel of Trash. I tested out the Wheel of Trash not long ago, the Wheel of Garbage. because I like the sound of Wheel of Garbage better, because in the back of my mind, I can't help but hear like the theme to, or at least the audience at the beginning of Wheel of Fortune going, Wheel of Garbage! I'm all for that. You know, I like that, you know, that mentality, that sound to it, just the ring that comes with Wheel of Garbage. I'm all for that, you know what I'm saying? I'm all for that. So, you know, again, that's what I'm thinking about right now. You know, where my focus is. So I'm looking forward to being able to playing it and or using it. Although with the test, I put up like 10 games that I've got in my bad game list, and the first game that popped up was Drake of the 99 Dragons, and I'm like, I don't know if I like this so much anymore. And so that's not the official turn of the Wheel of Garbage. The other thing is I've got to get my my recorder working. For some reason, my recorder is not working with the Wheel of Garbage. So it's one of those things where I'm like, I either have to take a picture or something of that nature, trying to get it figured out or getting it to working properly. Again, it's one of those, I guess it just depends on what happens type ordeals. I'm just trying to be careful to make sure I don't overstep myself, or that I don't get myself involved in something that I just don't like doing. Which I play bad video games, so it's not like that's going to happen very easily, you know what I mean?
Nothing to it.
And if you're wondering why my voice is kind of muffled at this time, probably going to end up as far as having to sweeten the sound of my voice soon. The reason for that is because the fact that my wife's asleep right now. She's had a big old stomach virus, and I actually just got over not long ago having that stomach virus, so I guess I ended up giving it to her. My bad. I love you, sweetheart. I love you. But, yeah. That's what ended up happening, and so she's resting right now. I'm not trying my best not to talk too loud because I don't want to wake her up. I would rather her rest, and I paused the game there for some reason. I think I was just really, really aggravated, or, oh, okay, I died. That's what happened. I died through that section.
I'm not planning to turn Earth into a place like this.
So we're getting close to the end of this stage at the very least. So that's positive to all of this. If we're almost done with this stage. And then we'll go through another stage, and then we get to see the end of the game as we know it. Because that's what we want to see, is we're wanting to get to that end game. I know that's what you guys want. That's what I want. We want to see the end of the game. What is it that we have worked so hard to accomplish? You know, that's the big thing right now. And I don't blame you for wanting to see that. I want to see that. I've already seen it twice, actually, because I think I've already said there's a good and a bad game. But I feel like at this point I'm kind of rambling about this stuff. I really just don't know what to say, he says. And I guess to a large degree I shouldn't say that I don't know what to say, but, you know, it is what it is. So we got these flying saucers. They're going to launch some missiles at us. I don't know if we've seen them yet or not, but they're going to launch them like so. And after a few moments, we have the opportunity to blow it up while it's still launching those. And we have these guys. And after you have just a few seconds to try to blow them up, and if you can't do it in time, they're going to shoot a shot at you and move out of the way. So you got to hurry up and do that. We're going to see a number of these guys just over and over and over and over. So trying to figure out what I need to do first. Do I need to do the good ending first, or should I do the bad ending first? Or should I do what they perceive to be the bad ending, but I think of more as the good ending, or vice versa? It's all up to interpretation. And I think that's the big thing. It's all up to interpretation. How we interpret it. What do we view as something that's good? What do we view as something that is bad? How do we look at those things? And that's an important question that we have to ask and answer ourselves. It's almost important that we be able to answer them, which is the proper one, because frankly to me, there is an ending which someone may look at and they go, well, that's terrible, that's a bad ending. That's the one that you don't want. And frankly, I look at what they call the bad ending, and I go, I love this ending. I think it's great. I absolutely adore it. I hope we have more endings like this. I think more video games should end this way, rather.
Done and
You know, that's just the way my mentality is towards video games. We need more endings like this. And that's the truth. Like, I do really kind of like one of the endings to this game, the other one not so much. The only problem is the dubbing for the endings is so badly done. Like a Rob Zombie song is drowning out everything that Neil Patrick Harris and Felicia Day is saying, to the point where it's like, I'm going to have to explain the ending to you. Because, and you know, along the lines, even with the bad hamburger joke that's made at the end of both of them. So I mean, that goes, you know, in line with what I've been saying about this game so far, about it not being good. I mean, it's just one of those things that you're going to have to deal with. Sadly enough, you shouldn't have to deal with that, but that's one of those things that you're going to end up dealing with. Is you work your way hard to the end, you can't even understand what's being said by the main characters. So I mean, that's what you signed up for, whether you like it or not. In Rock of the Dead, where you rock out with the dead. And so we're still shooting these things. I really don't know what to say here. I mean, we're on the ship. We're trying to kill things. They haven't died yet. We haven't figured out a way to kill them. It's one of these again. The game really overstays its welcome. I really think this should have ended a few parts back. But then again, you know, you can't really argue, well, you've got to get story in, because let's be honest, this game doesn't have much of a story. It's, again, running off of the B-movie logic of movies and horror, things of that nature. It's like, oh, look how spooky this is, things of that nature. That's what we're dealing with, is that whole spooky side of things. So, you know, it's vague story, it's a bunch of evil, and then somehow you've got to overcome all these evil things in one fell swoop. How you're going to do it, nobody knows, not even the main hero, but somehow the hero is able to pull it out in the end. That's what we're going for right now. That's what we're working towards. Now, will we make that? Well, that's another story. But that's kind of what they got going on here. What can we deliver by the way of this this presentation on whatever? Which is the best way to put it? It's a presentation on whatever. You know, really and truly, this is a level that has overstayed its welcome as well. Of course, you know, if I sped this one up, I'd probably have people complaining that I sped everything up. But, you know, but the way that I was wanting to do all of these things, this is what I needed. So it's lobbing those shots at us. Hopefully I can start attacking them in a moment, and I will be able to, because those shots are apparently homing shots. I never stopped to find out. I figured that's what they were. If they weren't, I figured the game would have given me some indication somehow, some way, somewhere. But I just figured, just run with it. As I get nailed. And trying to hit it, and just did get that. So, by the way, alright, there are 60 of these. And it wants me to shoot down all 60 of them somehow, and I'm like, with these controls, that's funny. That's funny. You guys are funny.
this place is full of
And so
fire
I think I get to the point where I'm going to start watching these things go up, like, don't care. No, you want me to care at this moment, but I just don't care. Don't care anymore. Can't make me care. Can't make me care. Oh, no, you can't. And that's the way I start viewing this. It's just like, no. Done. Absolutely done with this. Because, again, once this stuff starts dragging on, you don't want to just keep doing it. Now I actually seem to be more patient with it than I thought I'd be. Trying to blow them up that way, and just... Okay, so I guess I didn't do that. But yeah, they want you to go 60. If I wanted to use all the blasts, I guess I could use 60, and more than 60 has passed by my way right now. And there's still more coming. We're just 52 out of 60. I don't know how I'm going to overcome this. Oh, no.
Mary Beth, I found you, and all of your appendages.
We launched our new pods to take your planet as our own. Our seeds transformed your biological forms into tools of destruction. Infected with the seeds of our intelligence, one child grew to lead our army of creatures. You are that child. Bring us our victory, and we will share with you our spoils.
It is time.
Hope you mean it's time for a burger, 'cause, hey, who turned it all woozy?